Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win. Let's go!
Hey everyone, what's up? It's Cubs fan Han back for a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video, and let's give a quick shout out to gaming-fans.com. Go ahead and check them out. They're also on Twitter at gamingfansdfn. And today we are talking all things Phoenix Squad. We got 5 new Zeta abilities in the game, all on the Phoenix Squad, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, is this worth the investment? What do they look like in different areas of the game? So fortunately, I have a test account where I can show you what the Phoenix Squad looks like, completely maxed out with good mods on them, with all of the Zeta abilities maxed out, so you can make that determination now instead of regretting it later. So let's take a look at each character first, and then I'm going to break down all 3 areas of the game that I think are the most pertinent. Number 1, of course, is going to be the squad arena. That is where you get your crystals every day, so that's going to be everyone's primary consideration. Number 2 is going to be territory battles. And then number 3, of course, is going to be raids, and in particular, heroic tank. I'm not really going to focus on Rancor because I'm not sure if anybody is really anxious to recreate what already works in Rancor. So I'm just going to focus on the heroic tank. And I'm not going to show Galactic War in this video, but something to comment on real quick is that the Phoenix Squad is going to be very, very functional in Galactic War as well, but I'm just going to focus on those 3 areas of the game because that's where the most rewards are. So taking a quick look at their Zeta abilities, I've already broken these down for you, but just a reminder, we've got Ezra's Flourish, which is going to gain him plus 50% damage, turn meter, and defense up for 2 turns. We'll see how that works. Zeb's Staggering Sweep, which has a lot added to it. It's a mouthful here. His cooldown goes down, the attack can't be evaded. He gains turn meter, he gains damage based on the enemy's health. He gains, let's see, bonus damage equal to 20% of the target's max health. It's not going to be able to be resisted. Or let's see, the target enemy has no debuffs. The attack deals 50% more critical damage. There's just a bunch there on Zeb's Zeta ability, one of the best Zetas and one that I think really kind of works standalone. Hera's Zeta ability is, of course, going to be, let's see, it was Play to Strengths, which gives you potency, dispel all debuffs, and if the target allies Phoenix, reduce their cooldowns by 1, and grant them 50% turn meter. We'll see how that works. And then we've got Kanan. This is one of my favorites, Total Defense, which is going to be dispelling all debuffs on Phoenix allies, grant them defense up, and then he's going to give another ally and himself Foresight, and when that Foresight expires, just the Foresights that Kanan deals out, for the record, then they're going to get, Kanan will gain 100% turn meter, and the rest of the Phoenix allies gain 50% turn meter, so that is also really cool. And then finally we got Sabine, and she's also got one of my favorites, Demolish, which is a sweet Zeta ability. She's going to give everyone critical chance. She's going to reduce cooldowns by 2 on herself. On a critical hit, she's going to stagger all enemies for 2 turns. She's going to give 15% more damage for each Phoenix ally and expose random enemies for each Phoenix ally. And something that's really cool about this AoE in particular, this was already in the kit, but it's really, really usable because it can't be countered. So those are the Phoenix Zeta abilities. And then just a quick look at mods. You can see here my Ezra. I do have him at 238 speed with about 95 speed added on mods. My Zeb is up to 201. Let's see, 53k protection. My Hera is up at 214 speed. And then let's see, we've got Kanan. He's slower. I've got 85 added to him, and he's not even at 200. So that kind of gives you an idea of why his total defense is now so valuable, because it's going to make him a little quicker. And then Sabine is at 262. And a quick tip I'm going to give you guys, a pro tip on the Phoenix Squad, make Sabine as fast as possible. It's really helpful if she can go first in these battles. Okay, so I'm going to go through a couple battles now. Again, I'm going to go through, let's see, let's do arena and then territory battles and then raids, and I'm going to do all of them live with you here on this video. So starting with an arena battle, let's see, let's go ahead and battle my buddy Mist. Here he is running what is really probably the traditional meta team right now with Commander Luke, R2, Thrawn, Raid Han, and General Kenobi. And in testing this out, I have a really hard time beating this team until I got Sabine modded well enough for it. When I started getting her modded faster so she could go earlier in the battle, like you can see she's going to go here, then I had a little bit more success. And so you can see there, we got 2 exposes on General Kenobi. That really sucks that we had, let's see. Let's do this. So this first one's going to be dodged. So I'm going to do Ezra's attack, or his second special to Kanan, because Kanan's a tank. It'll give him protection, because that's going to be dodged anyway, so what's the point? And now let's do Staggering Sweep. This is Zeb's Zeta ability. It's super cool. 34,000 damage. It's a really heavy hit. Alright, so let's check out total defense now. So I'm going to give Foresight. I can't give it to Sabine or to Hera because they got Fracture and Buff Immunity. So I think I'm going to give it to Zeb in this case. So pay attention to those. As soon as those expire, we're going to see a lot of turn meter given to the rest of the Phoenix squad. Alright, now Zeb's, this also is a protection up. I think I'm going to grant this to Sabine because she's starting to get a bit low. And that was a good move. Alright, and she countered General Kenobi. He's almost out of the battle. Alright, so I like to do Ezra's Flourish when there's no buffs on an enemy, because then you get that turn meter gain. But we're not going to have an option of that very frequently, so let's just see if we can't take General Kenobi out. And we did. That's great. Alright, now I'm going to focus on... Let's see, I kind of want to focus on Raid Han, but his counter chance really scares me, but I think I will anyway. Alright, now let's do this, and I think this one, if I remember right, has a cleanse on it. We're going to taunt for 2 turns, dispel debuffs on target ally. Let's get rid of Ezra's burn. Oops, there we go. Alright, we'll do a basic. Basic on Han. Okay, Sabine's going to hit hard. Alright, and this is going pretty well. And I should comment here that this is actually a pretty dang well modded team that that Mist has here. So it's really cool to see this actually working against a really well modded meta team. And we're not even using Commander Luke. We're not using General Kenobi. We're not using Thrawn. Alright, so now we've got 3 enemies here. So we're still going to deal out 5 exposes. Look at that. So we've got 4, actually 4, 2 on R2, 2 on Commander Luke. Alright, and I'm going to call Ezra to come in. Alright, and let's do no buffs here, so he's going to gain 75% turn meter. Look at that, he goes right away again. That is super awesome. And let's, well actually I think I'm going to save, I think Zeb might be close to another Staggering Sweep. So I think I'm going to save that for Commander Luke if I can get there in time. Oh, but he cleansed. Oh well. So we're not going to have that exposed for that, but we're still going to have success. Alright, and then let's just kind of zoom to the end of this battle. We'll just put that on auto. So as you can see, this team works really well. I mean, that wasn't really that hard of a win. And this was a very well modded meta team. Now, I did have to put really good mods on my team. Something I do want to comment on is when I was testing this out, I was initially pretty frustrated because I was still working on getting good mods. My test account was still kind of new, and I had a really hard time winning until I started putting really good speed on this team. So something to just be aware of is you are really going to need to have solid speed if you're going to do well. Alright, now I'm jumping into a battle here with the second team, and I want to show you one of the weaknesses that this Phoenix squad has, and that is going to be the General Kenobi and Zeta Barriss teams. They can be really tough to beat because we don't really have a way to land buff immunity on General Kenobi and then go crazy on Barriss. So I'm gonna do my best here to do that, but what you're gonna want to focus on is finding a way to keep that taunt off General Kenobi while also going for Zeta Barriss. That can be tough to do because these Phoenix squad, they actually have pretty high critical chance. You're going to see a lot of critical hits, so it can be very tough to do so. I'm finding it pretty easy to get the protection down, but as soon as the protection's down, then the battle just seems to kind of go to heck. So see that? I had General Kenobi in the yellow for a second, but right back to green. Let's give this Foresight to Zeb. And then what you're going to have a problem with is Nihilus is all of a sudden just going to charge up and he's just going to roll you. So Ezra, of course, is doing us no good there by by giving us some critical hits. And that taunt is still there because General Kenobi is stunned, and that's another element of this that is tough, is keeping him stunned. And look at that, he went all the way back to 100% health. I had him in the yellow, and there's nothing you can really do. Alright, at least we can dispel and try to try to hit Barriss, but she's stealthed right now, of course. Let's put defense down, and maybe I can, maybe if I land an expose on General Kenobi, maybe I'll have more success. I don't know. But it's just, you can just see how stalled this battle is without any way to land buff immunity on General Kenobi so we can actually go for Barriss. And with how high the critical chance of the Phoenix squad is, it's just really tough to get anything going here. Alright, let's call Zet. You see Sabine still critting. Everyone is just critting almost every hit, even Kanan. Alright, so now we can land some exposes. Okay, fortunately a bunch went on General Kenobi, but then he immediately cleansed. And yeah, we're just kind of sitting ducks. Alright, we'll keep trying, but I think this is probably one of the biggest weaknesses I would say about this team. Maybe there's a strategy that I'm missing here. There's some trick to getting this to work, but so far I've actually tried a bunch of battles here, and you can see Sabine just got taken out. I've tried a bunch of battles here, and I'm just having a really hard time finding a way around this whole. See if we can take General. Okay, at least we took General Kenobi out, so maybe we'll be in business now. I've just had a really hard time finding a way to. Oh, and he's stealth Barriss. You suck, R2. I've had a really hard time finding a way to make this work. Let's give some protection. Oh, and that was a big mistake on my part. Remember that Zeb gives protection up, which is considered a buff. And so if you've got buff immunity on somebody and you try to give protection up to them, then it's not going to work. Alright, so maybe we can take Nihilus out. Okay, well, more crits on Nihilus. Let's cleanse Ezra. Let's try calling Zeb. And you can see, once again, we're kind of in the same boat here, where look at the battle, the time is just, it's so stalled. Ezra critting, it doesn't help. This is a really tough team to beat for Phoenix Squad, and I think this battle would probably go on as long as I could, but the timer is not going to allow us to win the battle. So, for those of you watching, if you have tried Phoenix Squad against zeta'd Barriss successfully, please let me know what strategy tips you are using, because in testing Phoenix Squad out, I am just having a very hard time finding a way to beat the Phoenix Squad before the to beat these zeta'd Barriss teams without the timer running out. And Barriss just healed Nihilus, which all but extinguished our efforts to be able to win the battle. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to use a Phoenix Squad in the arena, that you might just need to totally avoid those zeta'd Barriss teams. Again, unless there's some magic solution that I'm missing here, I'm just not seeing a way to beat these zeta'd Barriss teams efficiently. And there it is, the draw. So anyway, so that is the Phoenix Squad against probably two of the most common teams. I won't sit here all day and show you Phoenix Squad in the arena, but I will tell you that they are definitely going to have arena viability. Alright, so let's take a look at the Phoenix Squad now. Moving on to territory battles, and I'm going to show you Phoenix Squad in one of the last areas of territory battles. And don't make fun of our guild right now. This is, again, our test accounts. We only got, like, what, 9 game changers in here, so that's why we have only 7 stars. But let's take a look at the Phoenix Squad in this South combat mission here. So I'm going to put in my Phoenix Squad, and we're just going to go for it. So something that I really like about Phoenix Squad, just kind of speculating ahead on why they're going to be good, is because they're very durable. We've got a lot of protection gain in the middle of these battles, and so it's going to be very easy to keep them alive throughout the battle. It's probably just going to be a matter of that last phase 6 of this battle, which can be a bit tough. And I have to do this. I have not tested this yet. Obviously, we only have 1 crack at using our teams in territory battles. Alright, so that's going to give Ezra. See, something really cool about Ezra's Flourish. He gains 75% turn meter, but because of bonus turn meter gain as well, I'm noticing he almost always goes to 100% when he uses Flourish against a non-buffed enemy. So that's really good. Alright, let's call Zeb to assist because he hits like a truck. Alright, we got this little droid taunting. Those guys are annoying. Alright, let's do a staggering sweep. Wow, did you see how much damage that did? That took him all the way down to the yellow. That's really sweet. Let's see if we can take him out before he gets us. Yes, and that counter chance did help with that. So let's do Flourish, which again deals a lot of damage, and Ezra gets turn meter right away. Hopefully we can take out this droid before. Oh, and something else is, because our guild is so small, we don't have the platoons filled. So I don't even have the assist of that that ion cannon right now. Alright, that didn't do too much damage. I think we're going to make it. So I'm able to do this even without that ion cannon, which is really nice. Of course, I mean, this is totally maxed out. This is full gear 12, all Zeta abilities, but still very functional. Alright, here we go, and that covers it. So I'm gonna say Phoenix Squad gets an A+ on territory battles. That's one of the toughest territory battles in the game. I'd really like to show them in Phase 6, but it looks like we failed at getting a star this go around, so we're not able to do that. But in that battle, at least, it was very, very solid. Alright, and then finally, the last area of the game that I want to test the Phoenix Squad out is going to be Heroic Tank. And so I have Phase 2 of the Heroic Tank ready. Thanks, McMull, for helping me knock this into Phase 2. Let's go ahead and see what this will look like. So let's run the same team and go ahead into the battle. Alright. So this is actually the first time that I've done this, so I'm going to be largely speculating on the best way to do things. I'm sure there's going to be better attack strategy coming out, but I think just speculating right now based on the way I know this Demolish works, I think I'm going to save Demolish for a topple so that I can have more exposes on that topple and then do my best to just get as many topples as possible here. Alright, so now we're pretty much at a topple. Alright, so at least we know now that we've got Demolished. So watch this. Let's see how many exposes we got. Alright, 3 exposes. And then I'd really kind of like to have Zeb do this, or Ezra. So let's do Kanan's passive ability. And let's, we're not really going to cleanse anyone, but we'll give Foresight out. Alright, so we got Ezra's big attack. Let's see what this does. 36 and change. Very nice. So that's definitely, you want to try to time to use that Demolish with the topple, I think. But you can probably do it at the beginning of the battle as well. Alright, and I'm going to keep calling, let's call Ezra to assist, because he's going to deal 2. Alright, and unfortunately we weren't able to use Staggering Sweep. I think we probably could have used Staggering Sweep earlier as well. Probably not much of a need to save that right at the beginning. Ooh, I like calling Sabine. Let's add some defense down, and this topple is lasting a long time, which is really awesome. So it's really going to be a matter of something you want to kind of balance out when you're using the Phoenix Squad on this. I think you're probably going to be able to survive all the way into a topple. So your priority, or all the way until, I should say, not topple, enrage. And so something you really want to manage is how quickly you are able to get to a topple, so that the tank takes as little turns as possible. So let's see here. So I think I am going to use more special abilities so we can expose, and let's do Staggering Sweep. That gets us to a topple perhaps sooner. Let's see if that works and if we have enough. So look how much faster I got to a topple. So now my concern is, am I going to be able to use that expose during the topple? So we got to a topple a heck of a lot faster that time. Let's do Kanan's attack. Alright, let's do Flourish so we gain turn meter. No crit, but let's call Sabine. My concern is that Sabine won't be able to use this attack, but I have a feeling that we're going to get there in time. Let's go ahead and use his basic. Let's call Ezra to attack. And look, we've already almost done 4% damage, which is nice. Probably, I'm not convinced that this is going to be better than Resistance, but it might be a really good hole filler. Alright, so we did get to use our... Oh, look at how many... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exposes landed, and we've got Flourish available. Let's see how much damage this does. Woo! That was a hefty attack. I'm going to have to slow that down later and see exactly how much it was. Looks like it might have even gone off the screen, but at least that 30,000 base. I'd really like to see what that would have ended up being with Zeb. But whatever the case is, big attack, and we were able to use Demolish during the turrets being up to get to a topple faster and still use it in the topple. So I think that's really good. So we were able to do 2.6 million damage. All right. 2.6 million is still a lot. I shouldn't complain too much. That's still a really good amount of damage dealt. It's kind of hard to compare that next to maybe the Resistance, and they're able to solo Phase 2 and Phase 4 pretty easily now with BB-8. So you're probably still not going to have the best Phase 2 team with Phoenix, but it's still a pretty dang good team. If you don't have Resistance and you've got Phoenix and you want to use them in the arena and you're putting these Zetas on them, then you're going to have a pretty solid team for Phase 2. It's just probably not going to be the best team. So I would say I'm probably giving them a B to maybe an A- on this raid. I think it's really good. I'd really like to see what would have happened if I had better attack strategy. And if I would have, you know, used Demolish right away, probably got a more topple sooner, I think I probably would have been able to get more towards 3 and 4 million damage. But still, good in raids. I wouldn't say amazing in raids. So, in summary, I think in the arena, the Phoenix squad is going to be very good. You can rise to the top. They're going to have an Achilles heel in those General Kenobi and Barriss teams. In territory battles, they're going to be very good. They're going to be able to at least get through a Phase 5 South combat mission without even using an airstrike, which is very good. I'd love to test them out in Phase 6 as well. In Heroic Tank, they're going to be good. They're not going to be great. They're definitely not going to be better than Resistance or Clones for that matter in Phase 2 of the Heroic Tank, but they're going to be able to throw up probably 3 million at least damage. I think they could probably do more with better attack strategy. So, is it worth it to give Zetas to the Phoenix squad? I'm going to say yes. I think it is worth it. Now, it's definitely investment in something you kind of need to go all in on, and I think there's probably easier routes to the top, but I'm going to say if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Be different. I really like to see variety in the arena. I would love to go against Phoenix Squad in the arena more. I think on defense, I didn't show them on defense, but I don't think they're going to be overly challenging to beat. But it's a really fun team to use, and you want to keep this game fun. Something to always remember is that this game is here to have fun. It's not meant to run our lives, and so if you have more fun running Phoenix Squad, go ahead and put Zetas on them. I do not think that you need all 5 Zetas to have viability with this team. I think you could make it sufficient with Sabine, with Kanan, and with Zeb. So, what do you think about the Phoenix Squad? What are your thoughts watching some of this footage? Are you going to give any Zetas to the Phoenix Squad? Let me know down in the comments below. I really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And if you do like them, I would appreciate a like, comment, or a share. And, of course, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications so you are the first to know when I post new videos. I'm going to have a lot of new videos coming out here in the next few days to week. So just keep an eye out for that. All right. Have a good one, guys. And always remember.
My dead body. Sorry about the mess.